Are you playing tomorrow?
I'm going to do everything with my team in terms of treatment, and that's the current plan.
We're not quite sure yet.
That's the plan right now, to play.
It's to play.
Rob?
We saw there was strapping on your lower shin, sort of above the ankle. Can you just explain what the issue is and how it happened?
Yeah, I have a lower leg niggle that I've been dealing with since before Queen's, actually, from the back end of the clay court season, and I've been managing it. And I think it's something that I'd say recently has probably after Queen's, maybe during that week, was a lot of load for me, and 5 matches after having not competed for a while. So I think it was just a lot of load. But yeah, I'm just managing it with my team as best as I possibly can, exhausting all options and doing what we can.
What percentage would you give yourself of playing?
I mean, that's the plan right now, to play, so I can't go into exact numbers.
Emma, we saw you out there on court 3 yesterday playing against Callan Sky, and you seemed to cut the session short, and then today you played for an hour. I just wonder, has it improved since yesterday? How difficult was yesterday? Were you disappointed with how it felt, or was that what you were expecting?
Yeah, I think, well, yesterday I played for an hour before playing with Anna, and I think everyone knows that I took a few days off. I didn't practice, so the first session I was just a little bit tentative, I'd say, and hesitant, but today I did feel better on the court, so that's a positive sign.
Charlie?
I just wondered how, you found this latest setback, because it feels, a tough one. You just got some momentum. You had that great run at Queen's. How have you been with it the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been tricky. I had a great week at Queen's, and all I want to do is to keep building on that momentum. And I've had a tough start to the season, a lot of time out. So I think, hearing and feeling this is difficult. But I have great people around me. I think that's one thing that's really been helping. And in this latest setback, I think having the support, they're really in it with me, and it means a lot to have that.
Smiley?
Emma, just curious, how much were you able to train after Queen's? Did you take time off? And how much? What have the last couple of weeks looked like on the court?
Yeah, I'd say the last couple of weeks have been light on the court. I haven't really practiced much. I had a couple sessions here at Wimbledon and then practiced yesterday and today. But otherwise, I've just been doing everything I can, managing treatment, just to try and be as fit as possible.
Emma, obviously you're still quite early in your career, so how do you analyse when you have these types of niggles and injuries? How much risk do you actually put into potentially playing or not playing? What's the thought process behind that with you and your team?
Yeah, I think risk is always a factor. I think a lot of players are probably managing things, and I think there are certain tournaments you're willing to do more for and put yourself on the line more for and risk more for. And for me, of course, Wimbledon is that. And I think I'd probably push beyond anything that I would for any other tournament, and that's for a fact. But it's just to what extent.
Yes.
Emma, just on that risk, do you know if it's something that could worsen when you play, or is it just you wouldn't do any damage playing a match, but it would just limit you?
I don't think any doctor can tell me that. I don't think anyone can tell me I'm not going to make it worse. But I just have to be aware of the risks that I'm taking, stepping out onto the court and weighing up if I'm willing to do that.
From an emotional standpoint, just this week in particular, sort of waking up every morning and being like, am I going to be able to practice or not? How has it been, mentally and emotionally, that aspect of it?
Yeah, it's difficult. Waking up each day, not knowing how it's going to be, not knowing whether you're in or out is, it causes a lot of uncertainty. But all I can do is my best every day, and that's what I'm doing. Whether that's the treatments, whether that's the practice, I know I'm putting everything I possibly can into each day, and with the people around me, and they're pushing me in the right way and keeping morale and spirits high, I think is important as well. Even if you're going through a difficult time, I think allowing yourself to have moments of joy when they do come through is important.
James.
Emma, you obviously couldn't help playing on Monday. I'm sure you would have rather played on Tuesday, but you're first on Monday as well. Would you maybe rather have been a bit later in the day?
I think when it comes to later in the day, I don't mind necessarily. At least when you're first on, you know when exactly you're going to be playing. In a Grand Slam, there's a men's match, possibly could go to 5 sets. It's hard with warm up, so I don't mind being first on. Of course, Tuesday would have been better, but you can't change or choose when you're on.
Simon?
Changing subjects quite slightly, and this is a slightly difficult one to phrase, but in the context of 2 pages that appeared in a national newspaper a fortnight ago, I was wondering if being sort of content off the court might be helpful to the rest of your tennis career.
Very cordially put. I would say that, look, I have great people around me. I have amazing support from my team, from my family, from my friends, and it means a lot. And I think especially when you're going through setbacks, it helps, you know. I think just being around positive people, around positive influences, it's always going to help through tough times.
Any more? Simon?
Just curious, how does your team in general help keep things light, and like what have you been doing to keep things light at the moment?
I think, you know, in general, we have a great banter between us. I think it helps lighten the mood. I think laughing always helps. We all get on well and know each other well at this point. So that's good. I think also laughing at certain things, and it just takes the gas out of the situation, really. But otherwise, I have one of my best friends just moved over from New Zealand to London. That helps as well. And it's just nice, of course, like British summertime, everyone's also in a better mood.
Elena?
Yeah, Emma, I just wanted to ask you about your draw. Obviously, you played her in Dubai when you weren't at your best physically. How much can you learn from that match, given it possibly wasn't your, the best of you on the court that day?
Yeah, I think I remember from that match, she played really well. I think if I give her time on the ball, she's very dangerous, and she actually served great that day too. So for sure, going to keep that in mind. I think I've come a long way in my game since Dubai. I think I played really well at Queen's, and I have a lot of confidence in myself. So yeah, she's going to be a dangerous player for sure, and I know I need to be in a good position physically to be able to take her on.
Rob?
Have you been watching the football over in the United States late at night, and what do you think of their chances?
Yeah, it's tricky, I think with the time difference, it's quite late. Yesterday I watched the first half and then had to go to sleep, but I found the hydration breaks pretty fascinating, to be honest. I would love a 20-minute break after 20 minutes, but yeah, I think it's cool to see a new team, but otherwise I've been keeping tabs and keeping updated.